Arthur checked his account on a Tuesday morning. It had been 3 weeks since he made his first investments. He had $3,000 in SCHD, $2,400 in JEPI, and $600 sitting in a money market fund. He refreshed the screen. There it was, his first dividend payment, $26.50. He stared at it for a long time, and then he thought something a lot of people think. Is this actually working? Not great start. Not the machine is moving. His honest reaction was suspicion. $26.50 for everything he had done? For every dollar he scraped together? And then a darker thought landed. Maybe I really did start too late. If you have ever felt that exact thing, stay with me today, because that doubt shows up for almost every dividend investor right around month 1. It is not a warning sign. It is the most normal part of the entire process. Quick note, I'm not a financial advisor or government employee. Everything here is for educational purposes only. For your specific situation, always check with a qualified professional. Today, we're going to do something Arthur could not do alone. We're going to open his spreadsheet. We're going to show you exactly how many months it takes to turn $26.50 into $100 a month. And we're going to show you what happens after that, because that is where this story gets truly interesting. By the end of this video, you will never look at a small dividend payment the same way again. Opening the spreadsheet. Let's run the actual numbers. Arthur starts with $6,000. His portfolio is split 3 ways. 50% in SCHD, that's roughly $3,000 in a dividend growth fund, 40% in JEPI, about $2,400 generating monthly income, 10% in his cash reserve, $600 in a money market fund. Based on current yield estimates, SCHD at around 3.5%, JEPI at around 8%, Arthur's starting income is about $26.50 per month. Now Arthur is adding $700 a month to his portfolio, not from a windfall, from part-time consulting work, reduced spending, and one decision: I'm not wasting another year. He splits every new contribution the same way: 50% to SCHD, 40% to JEPI, 10% to the reserve. Here's what the spreadsheet actually says. Month 6, portfolio value around $10,500. Monthly dividends, $47. Month 12, portfolio value around $15,400. Monthly dividends, $69. Month 18, portfolio value around $20,400. Monthly dividends, $92. Month 20, portfolio value roughly $22,200. Monthly dividends, $100. 20 months. 1 year and 8 months from the day Arthur made his first investment, his portfolio is paying him $100 every single month. Not a projection, not a hope, a mathematical outcome. Now look at the shape of that curve. It does not go up in a straight line. It accelerates. Month 1 to month 6 adds about $20 a month in income. Month 12 to month 18 adds $23 a month. That acceleration is compounding, and it's just getting started. Now here's the question Arthur asked me when I showed him this chart. He said, should I be taking this money as cash or putting it straight back in? Because I could really use an extra $47 right now. That question turns out to be more important than it looks, and the answer isn't what most people expect. The drip decision. Cash now or fuel for later? Arthur is not greedy. He has real bills. The pull between taking income today and building faster for tomorrow is a genuine tension. I want to treat it that way. Here's what the math actually says. If Arthur takes his dividends as cash instead of reinvesting them, he reaches $100 around month 22 or 23, not month 20. That's only 2 to 3 months of difference in the short run. But here's where the story changes. JEPI pays every single month. Every 30 days, that distribution can buy more JEPI. SCHD pays quarterly. 4 times a year, dividends roll back into more SCHD. When those new shares earn their own dividends, and those dividends buy even more shares, Arthur is no longer growing from one engine. He's growing from 3. Without reinvestment, Arthur's income grows at roughly 10% a year, driven by SCHD's annual dividend increases. With reinvestment, the effective growth rate rises to roughly 13.5% per year. That difference compounds over time in a way that's hard to believe until you see it written down. We're going to see it in the next chapter. Here's the myth. Most people believe if I reinvest my dividends, I don't pay taxes on them until later. Here's the truth. A reinvested dividend is taxed in the year it is paid, the same as if you had taken the cash. The reinvestment happens after the tax event, not before it. This does not make reinvestment a bad idea. It means you plan for the tax bill, especially as your income grows. We're going to address the smartest way to reduce that tax bill in just a moment. For Arthur's first 18 months, here's the recommendation. Enable automatic reinvestment, but log every dividend payment manually. Screenshot it, write it down. The machine is working. You should see it working. Before I show you the next step, drop a comment right now. Are you currently reinvesting your dividends, or are you taking them as cash? I read every single one, and your answer helps me build the next episode.
In episode 1, I made a promise. I said we would look at what happens when income is compounded instead of just admired. This is that moment. Most people hit $100 a month in dividends and think, now I need to push this to $200. That is true, but there is a more powerful way to think about it. You have probably heard of the rule of 72. Divide 72 by your annual growth rate. That tells you how many years to double your money. The rule of 144 works exactly the same way, but it tells you how long to quadruple. SCHD has grown its dividend at roughly 10% per year over the past decade. At that rate, the rule of 144 says this: $100 a month becomes $400 a month in 14.4 years. Without Arthur adding another dollar, without making a single change, he holds, he stays consistent, and the dividends grow. But here is where DRIP changes the entire equation. When dividends are reinvested, Arthur is not just earning growth from SCHD's annual dividend increases. He's buying shares. Those shares earn dividends. Those dividends buy more shares. This raises his effective income growth rate from 10% to around 13.5% per year. At 13.5%, the rule of 144 drops the timeline from 14.4 years down to 11.7 years. DRIP does not just get Arthur to $100 a month faster, it shaves nearly 4 years off the path to $400. Arthur is 52 today. He hits $100 a month at age 53 and a half. He reaches $400 a month without ever touching Social Security by age 63. Not a fantasy, the rule of 144 applied to consistent, ordinary behavior. There's still one more lever Arthur hasn't pulled yet. It costs nothing, it requires no new investment, it's one simple decision about where each fund lives, and it's worth real money every single year. The right fund in the right account. Not all dividend income is taxed the same way. This matters a great deal for Arthur's two main funds, and most people never think about it. SCHD pays qualified dividends. For most people in the middle tax brackets, qualified dividends are taxed at 15%. That's the preferential rate, lower than ordinary income. JEPI is different. About 80 to 85% of JEPI's distributions come from options premiums. Those premiums are taxed as ordinary income at your regular tax bracket. If Arthur is in the 22% tax bracket, that means for every $1,000 in JEPI income, he sends $220 to the IRS instead of $150. On a $10,000 JEPI position, that's $70 extra in tax drag every year. Over 10 years, that's $700 in unnecessary cost, money that should have been compounding. Here's the solution. It's simple. Hold JEPI inside a Roth IRA, hold SCHD in a taxable brokerage account. Inside a Roth IRA, every dollar JEPI earns is completely tax-free. The full 7 to 8% yield goes straight into Arthur's pocket. The government never touches it. The 2026 Roth IRA contribution limit for investors age 50 and over is $8,600 per year. That includes a catch-up provision worth an extra $1,100, an amount most people never use. At that limit, Arthur can move his entire JEPI position inside a Roth IRA within 2 years of consistent contributions. One important note: to contribute to a Roth IRA, you need earned income for that year. Wages, consulting fees, and freelance work all qualify. Dividend income alone does not. For Arthur, even part-time consulting creates enough earned income to open the door. If you're fully retired with no earned income, ask a qualified professional about Roth conversions, a separate but powerful tool worth understanding. The spreadsheet is open, the reinvestment plan is in place, the account structure is set. Now let's look at what month 20 actually means in Arthur's real life. What $100 actually changes. Arthur is not retired at month 20. He's not rich, he's not done, but something real has happened. His portfolio is paying him $100 a month, reliably, automatically, without him clocking in anywhere. Let's make that number concrete. $100 a month covers a single cell phone line. It covers all of your streaming subscriptions with money left over. It covers a week of groceries. It keeps the heat on for a month. Pick one of those bills. That bill no longer comes from Arthur's labor. It comes from assets he built, assets that run while he sleeps. That shift, moving one real expense from the wages column to the investments column, is not symbolic. It's the beginning of a different kind of retirement. And here's what makes the number grow without Arthur changing anything. SCHD has raised its dividend at roughly 10% per year over the past decade. That means next year, Arthur's $100 automatically becomes about $107. The year after that, $118. In roughly 11 years, following the rule of 144, that $100 becomes $400. Not because he got lucky, not because the market cooperated perfectly, because he stayed consistent, reinvested his dividends, and understood what the machine was built to do. Smart investors don't chase the next hot yield. They understand the system they already own. Arthur's $26.50 was never a disappointment. It was the first answer from a machine that had just been turned on. And machines that answer once when you feed them correctly answer louder every year. The first $100 isn't the destination, it's the proof that the machine is already running. If someone you know is staring at their first small dividend and wondering if it's worth it, share this video with them right now. It could change the way they see the next 20 months. Drop a comment below. What's your current monthly dividend income? And what's your next target milestone? I read every single one. If you're building retirement income and want to stay ahead of moves like this, subscribe to Dividend Hustle. I cover the decisions, the math, and the real stories behind building income that lasts. Next episode, we follow Arthur into month 12 and look at the one thing he almost did wrong. A rough month in the market, a fund paying 10%, and a decision that would have cost him years of growth. If you've ever been tempted to chase a higher yield when things got tough, you'll want to see how that story ends.